I will share with you 10 reasons to go into GP in half the time of a GP consult. Even numbered reasons will be standard RCGP, but the uneven numbered reasons will be real life ones. Number 1, it's not the hospital. And when I was doing my foundation and then GP training in hospital, I couldn't really understand the sentiment that was expressed by my GP trainer. Because I mean, a job is a job, and hospital wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, parking was a mess, bleeps were going off all the time, constant rota changes, lunch breaks were pretty short, the queues to the hospital canteen were awful at lunch. And I mean, lunch wasn't really that great either, and you kept on getting bleeps because, well, there were a lot of unwell patients in hospital. This is turning into a list, isn't it? Number 2 is continuity of care, and we all know what this means, so let's just move on. Number 3, no nights ever. On my last night shift as a GPST, even though it was rough, I had this idea that nights actually aren't that bad. And especially if they pay well, I will probably do the odd night shift here and there for some extra cash. Now, for all of you fully qualified GPs out there, leave me a comment with how many nights you have actually done since qualifying as a GP. Because I haven't really done that many, to be honest. And when I say not that many, I mean I would probably rather eat my own hand off than start doing nights again. Number 4 is variety. Lovely. Number 5 is lunch breaks. And as you can imagine, I'm a slow eater. And if I'm chatting in the staff room, 30 minutes is rarely enough for me to finish eating. Plus, if we do manage to sort out visits quite quickly, that can give you a good deal of time to do other interesting things, like quality improvement projects or audits or research or Netflix or medication reviews or other really important and time-consuming things. Number 6 is flexibility. Part-time, full-time, no time. GP can give you just that and more. Number 7 is flexibility again, but this time for real. One of the most intriguing things I've ever heard was from a doctor who was doing a gynae clinic in hospital when I was doing my GP training. Now, she was a GP, and I asked her what was the best thing about being a GP. She said the best thing about being a GP is not doing GP at all. She was a GP with a special interest in gynae, so she was being paid registrar rates to help out in the gynae clinics, but wasn't actually part of the on-call rota, and she loved it. Loads of the university tutors where I taught were massively reducing their clinical sessions to do more things elsewhere. Now, don't get me wrong here, guys. I actually still like being a GP, but you can really design your career any way you want. Number 8 is a holistic approach. And that can actually sometimes make a much bigger impact than just dealing with one problem and sending your patients on their way. Number 9 is guidelines for everything. And if you have seen some of my videos, then you might have guessed by now that I love guidelines. I love protocols. I love shortcuts. So anything that will make your day-to-day easier. And GP is just brilliant for that. So in this video, I covered all of the websites with guidelines that I use on a day-to-day. And I've even created my own audiobook with GP-specific guidelines. So that is how much I love them. So if you do like guidelines, you will like GP. Number 10. Well, there is a shortage of GPs. So if you want to become one, just sign here and let's get you started.